Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Raila Odinga yesterday unveiled the Nairobi Azimio team. And Team Wanyonyi, who was expected to fly the ODM flag, was missing in that lineup. Team Wanyonyi was advised and was issued with a direct ticket to defend his seat in Westlands. And after that event, Team Wanyonyi emerged from a meeting with his main opponent, in quotes, Johnson Sakaja. In my view, the meeting between Team Wanyonyi and Johnson Sakaja was actually meant to achieve a specific political objectives. But what next for Team Wanyonyi? In this video, I want us to try and look at the options which are now available to Team Wanyonyi. Because Team Wanyonyi will not be running as the Azimio flag bearer. Before we get into all those details, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second, click that subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, you will be notified. And to the subscribers, I want to make a request to you guys, give this particular video thumbs up. That's one way you can always support the channel. You can also go and check Is Alright platform, a global merchant platform where you can sell and buy products. Now, let us get to business. Team Wanyonyi was going to automatically fly the ODM flag for Nairobi. And because it's normally very easy for anybody with ODM ticket to win in Nairobi, he was projected to easily win. But when Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta entered into a handshake and the Azimio la Umoja was unveiled, many questions were arising. How Raila Odinga was going to choose his running mate. But while that was happening, there was also the question of Nairobi gubernatorial seat, because the Nairobi gubernatorial seat is a big political seat. So it was agreed that it was also going to form part of the national negotiations. But ODM party let Team Wanyonyi to continue with his campaigns. And as fate would have it, Team Wanyonyi was prevailed upon last minute after 2 years of campaigns to step down for Polycarp Igathe. The bitterness with the Team Wanyonyi is that it's being prevailed upon to step down for someone who was not there. Polycarp Igathe was Mike Sonko's running mate. He could not stomach Mike Sonko for 6 months. He took off. If he had interest in politics, Polycarp Igathe had the options of sticking around. But again, there was a time Polycarp Igathe, just before the Azimio, was it BBI, when Polycarp Igathe hosted a huge meeting at his residence. And that's when speculation started that he was going to make a comeback to Nairobi. But those are no water under the bridge. Team Wanyonyi is not going to carry or to fly the ODM flag. Richard Igathe is not going to carry the Jubilee flag. We have a new boy or a new man or a new sheriff in town who is Polycarp Igathe. But what are the options available to Team Wanyonyi? In my view, Team Wanyonyi has the following options. The first option, in my view, is that he can decide to take the offer which Azimio granted him and defend his seat in Westlands. But he can put a condition. That one of the conditions I'm giving you guys is that I'm ceding the Nairobi, but I want it in writing and public pronouncement that once elected, I am going to be the majority leader or the minority leader, depending on how Azimio na Umoja movement are going to perform. In my view, that would have been the best for Team Wanyonyi. So that when elections are over, Team Wanyonyi would be the majority leader or minority leader. That post, in my view, is still very powerful and would have been enough to project him to greater heights. Because just like Raila Odinga is projected to be a transitional president, Polycarp Igathe, in my view, will also be able just to serve this term if he will win. Because if he want to, if he will win, and I think Nairobi will be too difficult for Polycarp Igathe. So my view is that Team Wanyonyi has that option. I don't know the kind of negotiations he was engaged in, but agreeing to go back to Westlands would have meant coming with other offers. The only offer for me was for Team Wanyonyi to be considered for either the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly or in my view, majority or minority leaders, because that one he can't miss. So that's number one. Number two, the second option he has is to support Johnson Sakaja. And why would he support Johnson Sakaja? The only reason he can support Johnson Sakaja is basically to punish Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. One question which most people have been asking is whether Team Wanyonyi has been betrayed by Raila Odinga and ODM party, or whether Team Wanyonyi did not read politics well. But if he was betrayed by Raila Odinga and the ODM party who allowed him to campaign, took his money for nominations when they knew Nairobi was going to be discussed, in my view, he can decide that Kofa Makanga, Kofa Dereva. So he can decide to support Johnson Sakaja. But supporting Johnson Sakaja would also mean something for Team Wanyonyi, that is going to betray Raila Odinga. If you follow the politics of Team Wanyonyi, the truth of the matter is that William Ruto has never been part of that journey. Raila Odinga has been part of Team Wanyonyi's journey. The ODM party nominated Team Wanyonyi to the County Assembly of Nairobi. The ODM party gave him the ticket last time and for the second time in Westlands. So probably that would not be the best, but if it were a matter of punishing, then he can decide to support Sakaja so that he can help them rally the Luhya votes. The only downside to that is that if he decides to support Sakaja, the Kikuyu nation who are supporting Sakaja will start thinking that this thing is taking a tribal angle. And the moment they'll start thinking that it's taking a tribal angle, those who are supporting Sakaja from the Kikuyu nation will then withdraw that support and stick with their guy who is Polycarp Igathe. So that's the second option. The third option for me is that he can demand the position of the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi. The Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi is equally powerful. Is more powerful, in my view, than Member of Parliament. That's the honest truth. The speakers are very powerful. And serving as a speaker would help him achieve several political objectives. One of them is that being the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi, it means he will be able to interact with most of the County Assembly members. He will be able to attend events all over Nairobi. So which means he can position himself, take up that role, and use that position to campaign for his bid beyond 2022. That's what a smart guy would do. Because Raila Odinga also announced that the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi will be preserved for ODM. Which means one thing, that if he positioned himself, he can easily take that. I don't think Jubilee and ODM will have minority in Nairobi. They are going to have majority. And immediately after the elections, this guy's allegiance will still be on Uhuru and Raila. So he'll easily win that. If I were to advise, that is the position he will take. These speakers are very powerful. They have a budget, they have an office, and they have all the benefits. So for me, that's something for me he would have opted for. Number 4, Wanyonyi is very bitter at the moment. And again, going down to Westlands, in my view, would not be a very nice move for him. So he can decide that, guys, you have agreed on this, so he can decide to campaign for the Azimio candidate, who is Polycarp Igathe. But then make an appeal or demand for a cabinet secretary appointment in the upcoming government. Wanyonyi will fit the bill. Number 1 is disabled. The fact that Wanyonyi is disabled, having such kind of an individual in the cabinet would be a plus for these guys. I don't know whether we have a disabled cabinet secretary currently, but that would be a good bet. So he can decide, okay, the president invited me to State House. We discussed Raila Odinga also. Yeah, so let's just accept. Let me campaign for the Azimio candidate amongst the lawyers. Then once you win, I don't think that would be too much. The only question is whether Azimio will be able to win or not. Because if Azimio will not be able to win, then it's going to lose. But if there's that surety that Azimio is going to win, then he will be automatically be appointed to be one of the cabinet secretaries. And lastly, he can opt to run as an independent candidate. The truth of the matter is that Wanyonyi running as an independent candidate is different from Wanyonyi running as an ODM candidate. People will tell him, okay, run as an independent candidate. There are people who will vote for him, but the truth is majority will now then decide either to go with the Sakaja or to go with Polycarp Igathe. Those are the realities. I don't know what you think, but in my view, the contest between Polycarp Igathe and Johnson Sakaja is going to be very interesting. That contest will definitely shape the politics in the larger Mount Kenya region. For now, let us grab some popcorns and watch it very closely. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.